Hello everyone, I'm Christopher Disciple Allen, and welcome to DiscipleQuest to become the very best shoutcaster ever. I recorded this intro and outro earlier, but my microphone wasn't on, so I'm doing it once again. And today I was able to cast some really great teams. We had LoLPro and Drink Coke Zero Every Day, which you might not recognize the name, but you might recognize the players such as Tails, Baby Zeus, and Chris. And it was an awesome game. I had a lot of fun casting it. And remember, in this series, I want you guys to leave comments of what I can improve on, so that the next day I can choose one of those comments, focus on it during that cast, and eventually improve throughout the year. So without further ado, here's the game. There it is. Perfect, so we can see that just fine. Ooh, awesome! This is LoLPro! Okay, cool. I'm excited that we got a good opponent for Drink Coke Zero Every Day. So, if we look at this lineup, we have Get Snuggled in the Jungle on Vi. In the top lane, we have Chris playing Rengar as AD carry. We have Tails, Normalize playing Annie once again, and then Tails is playing Jinx. Baby Zeus is on Syndra in that middle lane. Over on Team LoLPro, we have LOD in the bottom lane, AD carry, Ezreal being supported by LOH's or Locali's Leona. Sorry, I got distracted by Locali's name and trying to think of how I should pronounce it from here on. Heaven Time's in the jungle. Hanser is going to be in the top lane, and then Nijaki will be mid with Gragas. I am excited to see another Riven Rengar matchup, just like we saw last game. That was pretty strong, pretty much in favor of Riven last game, and we'll see how they change it around. Now it is Chris playing the Rengar, so it might be a bit different. Okay, just making sure everything's set up. I did have a warm-up game where we should have gotten everything together and going, and so. Yeah, this is going to be Team LoLPro versus Drink Coke Zero Every Day, which has a mixture of players from various different teams on it. Just going to send out the relevant social media. I think it's at Team LoLPro. Let's see. And that it is. Very cool. All right, well, we are in here in game, and I'm excited for what these teams have in store. So if you missed the introductions, on the blue team we have Drink Coke Zero Every Day with Chris in the top lane on Rengar. In the middle lane we are going to have Baby Zeus playing Syndra. In the jungle will be Get Snuggled on Vi. There he is, ready to punch things to bits. Tails will be playing that Jinx up as AD carry in the bottom lane, being supported by Normalize on the Annie. We just saw it last game. He played it very well, very proficiently. Had some early issues on in lane, but they were able to bring it back and snowball the game to a surrender that was by Team True Neutral. Now going over here to Team LoLPro. In the jungle we're going to have Heaven Time playing his Elise. Then Nijaki in the mid lane on Gragas. Up in the top lane will be Hanser playing that Riven. And then finally in the bottom we have LOD on Ezreal and LOH on Leona. I am trying to decide if I should call them LOH and LOD or LOD and Low. But I think I might stick with those initialisms for now. Until we hear from the players themselves. So at this level 1, nothing interesting has happened now. We have almost entirely warding trinkets, a couple warding totems going right down there in the bottom river to get a little bit of vision down there. Okay, phew. I suddenly thought that maybe I had unmuted my, or I had my microphone muted and that I was talking to nothing this entire time. And we're going to see a start at blue on the, or start at red on the blue side and a start at blue on the red side. Switching those colors there, making a good amount of purple all over. And what this means is that the junglers will end up at the top side of their jungle at level 3, where they can decide whether to go mid or top, which seem to be the lanes to gank. Now, Nijaki is going to be difficult to gank once he hits level 2 and takes that body slam. If that's what he decides to level up. He most likely will if there is a risk of a gank, though. And so I really don't expect to see either of these top or mid lanes ganked by Get Snuggled off the beginning here, just because of the mobility from Gragas and Riven. However, if Heaven Time decides to gank, he does have a rather squishy and mobile Syndra there to potentially land a Cocoon on and get down a good deal of damage, maybe even force out a Flash. It could be a little bit harder to gank Chris just because he can potentially jump from a bush to a minion. But right now, Hanser's actually going to take a very, very good early lead in that lane using that early aggression that Riven possesses and abusing the early levels where Rengar can't really do much unless he can get up to those full stacks and get off a lot of continuous attacks. But we all know that Riven specializes in getting in for short trades and then getting right back out. And we can see he's doing that very efficiently, even taking a turret shot, but he's still going to be up in health there. Down in the bottom lane, it's going to be a poke fest for now. Leona always does have the chance to engage once she hits level 2 and has that Zenith Blade. But right now he's going to be afraid to go in, especially with Annie, with that stun charged up, because you can't underestimate the damage that an Annie and a Jinx have on the first couple levels. Get Snuggles up here in the bush. He's thinking about going in. Let's see if Hanser actually walks over to the bush. There's a Vault Breaker pushing Hanser back, but Hanser has the broken wings, and he's going to be able to jump away from this one. A good gank attempt, able to at least put some damage on the Hanser. He's actually going to find him once again. There's Heaven Time with the Flash. Cocoon misses. Let's see, this could be First Blood. Get Snuggled going to flash over the wall, and there's the flash from Hanser. The First Blood will go to Heaven Time. The red buff did take down it did take down enough. Chris shouldn't be in danger here, so that was a couple of flashes burned. And ultimately advantage over here to Team LoLPro with Heaven Time refreshing his double buffs and grabbing that First Blood. Nijaki here in the mid lane is doing a fairly good job of keeping even in CS. It can be pretty difficult playing a melee champion to really stay up against those ranged ones, but especially when you're playing someone like Gragas, it can be a little bit easier since you have pretty phenomenal ranged wave clear. Even though you are a melee champion, that barrel roll is his saving grace there in lane. Heaven Time moving up here onto Chris. Let's see how Chris can get out of this. He jumps to a minion. He jumps right back into the bush to jump out to a minion again. He actually is able to throw out the snare on the Heaven Time, but he gets stunned up by the Cocoon. This is going to be a most likely dead Chris. Hanser, will he get the kill on this one? It's going to go over to Heaven Time once again. That red buff is proving to be a little bit too strong for him. Hanser getting his second assist there, and Chris is going to have a hard time up in this top lane since the gold is definitely going over to Team LoLPro. The CS is staying pretty even across the board, so right now the kills are really going to be what matter. Tails and Laud are trading back and forth pretty effectively. And once we get... I feel like at this point, Tails is going to be a little bit stronger on that Jinx, just since the auto attacks will do quite a bit of damage, and Ezreal doesn't have the items he needs to make those Mystic shots really effective. But once he gets something like a Sheen, if he can potentially get that out before Tails can buy that BF sword, then he should have a nice spike in damage to get out those consistent Mystic shot pokes and be able to win trades. Oh, there's a Zenith Blade onto Tails. Quite a bit of damage there. Heaven Time is here. He does not have his flash. He's actually going to get snared up there. Tails has the Ignite taking down on him. Will it take him out? I don't think it will. I think he'll survive. He actually pops the barrier to survive the last tick of Ignite, so they were able to get both his flash and barrier, 2 summoners down there for just the one over here of Team LoLPro. They are pulling out to an early advantage. Great presence from Heaven Time and an excellent engagement there from LOH. Going to really put their bottom and top lanes in advantage. Now it's just the mid lane that's even, so I expect to see Heaven Time looking towards there, especially once Nijaki hits that level 6, which he should in just about the next wave. Once he gets that, once he has Explosive Cask, it opens up a realm of possibilities for these ganks. You have an Elise that can jump in out of the air from Repel and then throw out a Cocoon stun. Against a character who can also be knocked back quite a good distance by Explosive Cask and slowed by a Body Slam. And while you're watching this, remember everyone that in my quest to become the very best shoutcaster in the world, I am not going to start out at my very peak at the beginning of the year here. So what I want you to do is tell me what I can do better in the YouTube comments after I upload this online, and then tomorrow I will pick one of your comments and use that as my focus for the day in my casting, and you know, try to get as best I can at that one thing. If I need to keep at it, then I will over the next few days, but hopefully I can correct all of my errors and eventually become the very best shoutcaster in the world, since, hey, if I can try, I might as well try. Right now the game has... I don't know why there's no... Here, I'm gonna get us some sound. There it is. It was just really quiet. That might make it a little bit more exciting for you. There we go. So now we have some sound in there. We can hear exactly what our champions are up to. And right now nothing is happening. There's about 1,100 gold up on the advantage of Team LoLPro right now. They're continuing to keep that advantage. LOD has pulled up ahead a bit in farm in this bottom lane, especially after that gank from Heaventime and that great aggression from LOH. The mid lane has actually gone over to Baby Zeus's advantage. He has been able to clear out the minions a little bit better. He's about a wave ahead. Let's see if Chris gets himself cut out here. He actually pops his ultimate to go in onto Heaventime and Hanser. They just throw out the cocoon and stop him in his tracks. He actually decides to go on in this. He does have his teammates there on the back. Let's see if Get Snuggled can throw out the Vault Breaker. There's the flash in over onto Hanser. The Ignite is ticking down. This should be a dead Hanser. There it is from Chris to jump over to claim that kill onto Riven. A very good play there from Chris and the rest of Drink Coke Zero every day. Finally getting a kill back in their favor. They are now just about 900 golden disadvantage, so they did spend a bit of time. They did lose a bit of farm to get that kill, but ultimate will be nice to just force Hanser back farming up to keep him in the late game. At least Chris is going to be able to catch up and farm now, and he's actually going to be about even in gold in this top lane. Yep, just about 100 gold separating the two top laners. The matchup can be pretty tough for Rengar here, especially... Oh, there is the Assault and Battery onto Nijaki. Really good play, but they aren't quite able to follow it up. Nijaki turns back around with a body slam and a barrel roll. The flash cocoon over on the Get Snuggle is going to stun him up. He tries to flash over the wall, but misses. That's a kill going over to Nijaki. Really excellent play in the mid lane coming out from Heaventime's flash, resulting in a kill. And this is actually going to be the dragon for Team LoLPro. I really don't think that our Coke Zero buddies are going to be able to secure this unless we can potentially see a really awesome steal from Tails. Nope, there is the smite to very safely bring them up to their excessive gold lead of now 2,100 gold. That's the highest we've seen this game. Just coming out of that really solid play in the middle lane, especially once this dragon comes up and it becomes feasible once your team are around level 6 to level 9 even. You can do it a little bit earlier just depending on your team composition. We like to see plays towards that mid lane, towards that bottom lane, or even in the jungle, because if you can catch someone out, if you can kill them, then that frees up the dragon for you, which we just saw. If they would have committed their jungler, if Heaventime might have gone up to the top lane to try and snowball Hanser, then even though they could have maybe gotten a kill on Chris, it could have given up the dragon there. So very smart play from Team LoLPro. Now Chris and Hanser exchanging some blows, but really not doing that much damage. Right now the tensions are high. Everyone is trying to collapse in on each other and trying to make something happen, but not quite doing enough. Hanser going pretty aggressively on the Chris. Chris might want to turn this around though. He has quite a bit of health, but he's instead going to jump out to a minion and disengage this, heal back up with his W. Right now I feel like it's going to explode at any time, but it's not happening yet. Hanser tries to go in. He did pop his ultimate, but did force the flash out of Chris, and that's not going to be the fight yet either. The wind slash comes across, doesn't do too much damage, since most of the damage comes from that execute. At least a lot of the meaningful damage does. Right now, the big goals here are just going to be to keep the lanes pushed and eventually look for a point where your minions and your enemies are in such a way that you can very safely take a turret. And I think that's what our junglers are going to be looking to do. Heaventime is up in the top lane, going to throw out the Cocoon Stun on the Chris. A lot of damage. Hanser going in, actually jumps out past Chris. He tries to run away. He does pop the ultimate for the stealth, and LoLPro's going to have to back off of that one. They stealth a little bit too strong. No pink wards there on Team LoLPro, and Get Snuggle is going to answer here in the bottom lane. Assault and Battery right over the wall, but I don't think the rest of his team can really follow up on this unless they decide to flash over, and instead Get Snuggle's just going to back off of this. Chris is now here. Let's see if he can defend this. I really don't think he can. They're going to burst him down pretty quickly. Heaventime has the turret ticking down on him, but he's going to repel right up in the air. This is going to be a kill and a turret there for Team LoLPro at the top lane. A very excellent play, bringing their gold up to 3,500 in advantage. LOD and LOH Might look to engage this. They get the soul off on the tails. There is the Zenith Blade as well. Normalize has instead turned on to LOD, but he's not doing too much damage to support. Not quite enough to take down the carry. That was a very, very aggressive solar flare. But Normalize turns around to LOH, is able to take him down. They underestimated the damage of Annie after seeing how well Ezreal was able to withstand it, but unfortunately support couldn't do quite so well, even with the health from that Doran shield. A really excellent pickup there coming out from Normalize's aggression, and capitalizing on the fact that the solar flare stun missed. I believe the slow hit, but in a fight, a slow really isn't going to matter nearly as much as getting the stun is. And so that is another pickup here, but right now Coke Zero is using these pickups just to stay in the game. They're trying to stop the snowball from happening, but they're not bringing themselves even or in the advantage yet. They're going to have to make some big plays, especially when that dragon is back up. They can't let it go as easily as they did last time. They can't let themselves get ganked. And we can see they're warding very safely here on the mid lane. We can see a ward there and right down here. So Baby Zeus has realized that he cannot afford to die at any point in this mid lane, especially when the dragon is that available and that easy to take for LoLPro once he's dead. And so we're seeing very smart play out of him, very safe. Heaven Time and Nijaki now want this turret, and Baby Zeus can't quite defend it himself, since the explosive cask at any point could leave him dead. Gets snuggled, going to Ballbreaker over the wall. Now Chris is here, he pops the ultimate. They're going to go out on the Heaven Time. The Super Mega Death Rocket did a bit of damage, but not quite enough. Heaven Time is starting to fall low, but there's not really the follow-up. Now Get Snuggled is going to die there to Nijaki to the auto attack and the... oh, Ignite. Baby Zeus barely flashes out of that Wind Slash there. Chris gets sent up under the tower, and the stuns are stacking up. The Zenith Blade Snare should keep him in time long enough. There is Hanser, the Solar Flare, catching out Baby Zeus, and this is an excellent play. Baby Zeus does get the kill on the LOH. The turret takes him out. He takes that up for a little bit too long, but still 2 kills for 0, and or 2 kills for 1, sorry. And a turret is going to be enough. Tails and Normalize turn a kill onto LOD, but he does return on Normalized. Tails should be able to get some turret damage here, but I'm not sure if he has the time nor the minions in this lane to really take it out, especially since Hanser is beginning to move down. There's the ping coming out from Coke Zero. They know that he's moving down, and Tails knows he has to play safe. So for the future of Disciples Quest to become the best Trapcaster ever, I have a couple of plans. I'm planning to potentially bring in some co-casters, not every day, since solo casting really emphasizes my flaws, and will really let you guys pick apart my casting so that I can perfect that, and then use that you know, as perfect as I can solo casting to then make my duo casting as entertaining an experience as possible. And I will try and cast, I think, these Challenger 5s that I'm doing now. Oh, Normalize and Tails catching on to LOD. There is the Snare and the Slow and all the CC combining. Are they going to be able to get the last hit onto LOH? I'm not sure if he will. LOH is still alive. The Zap misses. He jukes it out quite effectively. He goes into the bush, out of the bush, uses the Zenith Blade to dart right back around. He finally dies, but not before they return 2 kills there onto both Normalize and Tails. Now Get Snuggled is in a pretty rough spot. Heaven Time, can he land the Cocoon? A great flash over the wall. Should get Snuggled out here to safety. No, there's a flash Cocoon from Heaven Time. He takes out the kill. He is on a rampage now. A 4-0 and 5 Elise has a 9 kill participation on a 10 kill team, and that was such an excellent play there. Starting out from LOH, being caught, and then playing it very, very smartly. That was all done without Leona's ultimate as well. The Solar Flare didn't come up there, and so instead he just darted in and out of the bush to really avoid the last bit of damage from Tails and Normalize. That was a very over-aggressive play from them. And that's just going to mean the Dragon here for LoLPro. This is going to be their second pickup of that, as well as a lot of turret damage up here in the top lane, since they did lose their jungler and there's no relief for the lane that's going pretty heavily in Hanser's favor. He is 2-1-2. He's picked up that Ravenous Hydra and even the Ionian Boots of Lucidity for the AoE wave clear, as well as the cooldown reduction. That cooldown reduction on Riven is so key, since, especially combined with that Ravenous Hydra, it means that you're going to be able to clear out the waves almost instantly with your QW and the procs of that AoE auto attack. Right now, this is a 7,100 gold advantage to Team LoLPro. They're 5 kills up and 3 turrets up. Drink Coke Zero Everyday hasn't managed to even return a turret yet. And they are not close in the mid lane nor the top lane. The bottom lane definitely has a bit more damage. But, oh no, it doesn't actually. Really, there's no turret damage here at all from Drink Coke Zero Everyday. So they're in a pretty rough spot here when it comes to map control. They're just not quite close to getting those turrets. They haven't really been able to even attempt a dragon or a contest. And this is LoLPro calling the shots here. This is LoLPro deciding where the fights are. There's the Tibber stun, and this might be the fight that they win. LOH is falling rather low. LOD has to Arcane Shift over the wall. LOH barely survives with a small amount of health. The zap isn't quite long enough to catch him out, and LOH is going to survive just barely here. Nijaki is there to keep anyone off him with that explosive cask, and LOH is actually staying around for a little bit of time. He's been playing this very smartly, using that shield, using Leona's base tankiness to survive for longer than he should have. I definitely thought the Tibber Stone was going to be enough to take him out, but the flash and the Arcane Shift over the wall were very smart and safe plays from LoLPro, and they're really just you know, making plays when they need to, when they decide where to fight, and then backing out when they need to. Now Haunter is going in there with the Wind Slash over Tails. The Ignite is down on him. He decides to turn his attention to Snuggled after the flash, but he can't quite follow up. But still, a great play popping the flash out of the AD carry in the 1v2. Haunter is fairly strong right now. Baby Zeus has to be careful. Even if he gets stunned up here, that'll mean an explosive cast from Nijaki and then the follow-up from LOH. And so he has to back out of this one. The explosive cast could come in if Baby Zeus gets too close. Sorry about that, my mouse went a little ski-wampus there. Overall though, this is looking more and more like LoLPro's game. They haven't quite hit that 10,000 mark. They're pretty close though to getting 10,000 gold ahead, and at that point they will be, you know, about 40% ahead in gold. Chris gets caught out here. Can they follow up though? There's explosive cast out from Nijaki, but he pops that invincibility just invisibility. He's not invincible, unfortunately, in that stealth, but he did get it in time to avoid the retaliation. Very smart play there. LOD gets caught out by Tails. The Super Mega Death Rocket coming across for the kill there. An excellent play from Drink Coke Zero Everyday, and they want to try and create a turret out of this, but seeing all those members from LoLPro collapsing on them, they know that they can't. They now have to back out down the river. LoLPro saw the position that they were in and realized they could cut them off and use this as an opportunity to open up that mid-inner turret. Normalize gets caught out here, has to flash away. He does have that stun up. He's going to go for the summon. Tibbers there on the Haunter and LOH. Haunter falls low, but he's in the middle of his team, and there's no one coming at him quite yet. Drink Coke Zero Everyday is split with Get Snuggled there in the back. He might look to go back on here once the rest of his team catches up, though. Let's see if he can potentially go in. Even in the 4v5, though, LoLPro is so strong here. And that is going to be, I would say, a team fight win from LoLPro. Just continue to force their pressure, buying time for LOD to respawn and rejoin the team. And now that he's there, they can come out with the turret pressure. Now, they don't quite have the minions, and there's a lot of wave clear coming out here from Tails and Baby Zeus. Nijaki comes in with the explosive cast onto Baby Zeus, who gets melted immediately. Nijaki is going to fall in response, though. Gets Snuggled, might be in a bit of a bind here. Haunter does fall, though. Haunter went quite too far into that enemy base. LOH, will he get caught here? No, the cocoon misses, dodged out by Get Snuggled. The turret is falling low here. LOD is staying on it. Can he get those last couple of auto attacks? He can't quite get it, but Get Snuggled might go in a little bit too far. Chris tries to jump in. LOH is falling low. Chris is going to fall there. The auto attack from LOD, and now Tails gets caught out by the cocoon there. Excellently placed from Heaven Time, and LOD goes in aggressively with the Arcane Shift, takes out Tails. There's the Zenith Blade, a triple kill there for LOD. He walks in for the last auto attack to take out that inner turret, and that was such an excellent mechanical play coming out from LOD, Heaven Time, and LOH. Very, very excellent there. That's why these players are in Challenger tier. That's why their teams are in Challenger. That's why they're playing at the highest level. Very, very excellent play from LoLPro. What Drink Coke Zero Everyday thought was that once Tails was able to join the fight there at full health, that he would be able to finish off the three players at fairly low health. But they were able to jump on him and burst him down so quickly that he just couldn't get to anyone. And then the positioning around that turret to avoid really any turret shots. Maybe a couple went down onto LOH and on the LOD there, but ultimately they stayed safe through that. And I just can't imagine. I just can't imagine how they had the reflexes fast enough to do that. Now they've reached that 10,000 gold advantage mark. They are up about 33% gold now. LOD and LOH and Hanser are going to take down this dragon here to bring their gold lead even farther. And now that it's later on in the game, this dragon will be worth even more. He gets snuggled, peeks his head in, finally sees the dragon go down. Pretty much for the first time, DrinkCoaster Everyday has done that this game, but he can't quite get in range to contest that with the smite. Oh, the tensions are high. Everyone's gathering in the mid lane, which I don't think is very smart here right now for DrinkCoaster Everyday, since they have been losing pretty much every team fight to this point, and they are about 12,000 gold behind. Now, there is a little bit of gold that their enemies haven't spent, even up to 1,200 there on Nijaki, but they still just have the huge advantage. They're actually going to go for the Baron here. The two-man Baron with Heaven Time and his Spiderlings taking it up while LOD pegs on it, and they're actually doing work on this Baron here. The rest of their team is distracting, and there's no vision here. They have the pink ward there, but the Repel and the Arcane Shift were enough to get them in there unspotted. This is going to be the two-man Baron. Now three-man LOH has shown up to make it a little bit less impressive, but still a very good play there. They will spot out that pink ward and take it out in the bush, but that pink ward will mean that DrinkCoaster Everyday now knows they have the Baron buff and they know what they're up against. However, I don't think that knowledge will be enough to really stay safe. They can retreat back to their inhibitor towers and try just not to die. But at this point, they're at such a disadvantage now. 13,000 gold. Chris, does he want to go into Hanser now? I don't think it's the smartest idea. He's 2 levels down, but he's going to go in. He has Tails backing up, but Hanser might be able to 1v2 this. He does so much damage onto Chris, immediately takes him down, and now wants to go in onto Tails. Let's see if his mobility is quite enough. Tails does have his flash. There's a stun over, and Tails has to flash over the wall. He barriers as well. Now Get Snuggled and Baby Zeus are here. Hanser, can you get out of this 1v3? It was a 1v4, but you sure even up the odds just a little bit. Hanser trying to run away is slowed up, but Baby Zeus can't get the stun, can't get the slow. The rest of his team is collapsing in. LOD is right there off the side, and they might have to back off of Hanser here. Get Snuggled is continuing on. There's a Vault Breaker. There's a flash over with the summon. Tibbers onto Hanser. The Super Mega Death Rocket isn't going to be enough. The Ignite is ticking down, and Hanser will finally fall after a very long chase, but the rest of Team LoLPro is here in the middle lane, and they might look to go on to this inhibitor turret, since even the 4 of them should be stronger than Drink Coke Zero right now. Instead, they're going to fall back a little safely, wait for these minions. This could actually be their attempt, though. They have Nijaki's explosive cast. Chris wants to go in right now, aggressively onto LOD, but there's explosive cast, putting Zeus right in the middle of the enemy team. He has to flash out. Now Chris is falling low to the Ignite. Is Ignite going to take down enough? It does. Nijaki gets the kill there on Chris. Now there's 3 members here going onto the turret, but Tails is finally there to defend. Wow, that was just one barrel roll taking down Tails quite low. Nijaki is powerful right now with this Athene's Unholy Grail and their Abaddon's Death Cap. LOH comes in to tank that up with the shield, and LOD and Nijaki are doing work on this turret right now, as well as clearing out the waves quickly. The 3 of them have now taken out the inhibitor turret with Heaven Time up there in the top lane, pushing it in, taking out that inner turret, and then moving in to join his team. Baby Zeus is here trying to defend. He did heal up after getting caught up at the explosive cast, but he's just not quite in the position to be able to defend that inhibitor. Now this inhibitor turret might be going down. Hanser is moving in to join his team. Get Snuggled tries to move in. The stun lands on the LOH, but he's too far in the back to do anything. He misses the Zenith Blade. LOH falls low. There's the Ignite, but the Super Mega Death Rocket is blocked up by his team. The Ignite will not take down enough. LOH will survive there on the back with barely any health. Hanser has finally moved in to join his team. He's going to come in from the side here. Get Snuggled has to be careful. He's on rather low health, and a single wind slash might be able to take him out. Heaven Time now goes in aggressively on the 3 of them. Baby Zeus falls low. Nijaki gets the kill there. Gets Snuggled. Now going to get taken out by Hanser with Tails immediately following up. Chris will be able to escape finally. So that is 1 member, 2 members that they're able to keep alive. Normalizing Chris. I don't think they're going to be enough to save this. This is going to be LoLPro's game. This could be the game-winning push even, since the respawn timers are still up at 20 seconds. Chris wants to get a kill. They want to get a kill as their base is falling, but they can't do it. Hanser is too tanky. LoLPro is going to take down Nexus. This is going to be game. A very well played game at 27 minutes there over to Team LoLPro. So thanks for watching, everyone. I had a lot of fun doing that cast. I know there were definitely some problems. The technical problems, like the client sounds being too loud or the game sounds not being there, those are going to be fixed. I have a team of mods who are now geared to yell at me if anything like that happens. But if you have any issues with my casting, go ahead and let me know in the comments, and I will choose one of your comments to improve on the next day, and keep building on that until I eventually become the best shoutcaster in the entire world. So thanks for watching. Make sure to tune in tomorrow, and you have a great night.